What's up, everybody? Card Room Live, session 2-4. Hope you're doing well. If you're listening to this after the fact. If you're on a break at work, if you're on your way to work or on your way home, if you're walking a dog, those seem to be the most likely scenarios from what people have told me. I hope you're having a good day. And I hope that this kills the time for you in a worthwhile way. Who knows what's going to happen? There is no agenda. There is no plan. I have no idea if this is going to be worth your time or not, but I sure hope it is. And we'll see, as we always do, who pops into the room to say hello at 9:45 on a Monday night. Well, apparently there's 5 people in here, all the way from 0 to 5. So whoever you 5 people are, I hope you'll make yourselves known. Because otherwise, I'm just going to talk to myself, and I can do that. I can talk about baseball cards by myself, but I would much rather talk to y'all. There's the man known as Don. And there's the other one. How interesting that the two of you pop in. I had a lot of fun watching the two of you pick on each other in that text. The kid is here. The Boston kid is here. This is not the way to not make yourself known, Scott, by the way. This is like step number 1 when you're trying to be anonymous. Don't comment. How's everybody doing tonight? Who wants to look at some baseball cards, huh? Who wants to hop on eBay and look at some cards? I've been on eBay far more recently I'd say the past 3 or 4 days than I have in quite a long time. And I'm getting that itch to make a purchase. It's been a long time. You guys saw that Lou Gehrig video, perhaps. I've had that Lou Gehrig card for quite a long time. I just haven't had a chance to make a video about it. So I'm interested to get back on YouTube and eBay and see what's out there. But what are you all looking at? Hey, Greg, you never pick on Don. Okay. I'd like to see if that holds up in court. Been coming here since you revealed that Connie Mack in dugout card. Hey, Mark, I appreciate you saying that. That card is definitely one of my favorites as well. And yeah, I discovered that card along with you during one of those sessions. And I hope we can do that again. Maybe we can do that tonight and just hop on eBay and take a look around and see what's out there. I was going to tune in, but I didn't know that Dom was going to show up. Yeah. I debated, Reese, whether or not I was going to hit live. I thought, is Don asleep yet? I took the gamble that he would be. I guess I was wrong. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. Scott, we all make mistakes. It's good to see you all. What cards are you guys looking at these days? Anybody want to throw in a card, whether it's a specific card, a specific player that you might be looking up, or a set, or, it could be the most famous card ever that you're just like really excited about right now, or maybe it's fairly obscure. What are you guys looking at these days? Pirates with a big pickup today. Is that the case? I have no idea what's going on in baseball right now. In fact, I should probably check to see if the Phillies, I don't know if today's an off day for the Phillies. It must be an off day, right? Yeah, they're going to be in Chicago on Tuesday. They lost to the Braves last night. So I have no idea what's going on in baseball. Judge, no homers in Toronto. It's an exciting time to be watching baseball, right? The fun part has been like watching what's going on with all the current players, obviously, but also kind of reminding yourself about previous players and previous years, Maris obviously, and just, the 700 club. And it's been cool sort of just bouncing back and forth between the past and the present. Yeah. Let's go easy on Don, guys. Redman, tab or no tab? What do you guys think? Hey, that's a great suggestion, Scott. Let's look at some Redman tobacco. I don't have any Redman tobacco cards. That's not because I don't want any. I just I haven't gotten to them yet. I don't know if you guys have that issue. You have that issue where it's like, okay, there's all these cards that I'd love to kind of focus my attention on, but it's a matter of time, right? It's a matter of just, okay, what am I going to go after this month or this year? So, hey, I can finally share my screen again, right? We blasted into the 21st century. So, Redman tobacco. So, I should probably type in baseball cards instead of getting some random truckers' hats. Anybody have any strong feelings about tabs with Redman cards? What do you think, Terry? Tab or no tab? Reese says he likes Redman with tab, but they are all cool. Definitely tab. I'm curious why you guys are so pro tab. What is it about that tab that just it's like I must have the tab? It's like I'd rather not have the card unless it has the tab. Okay, okay. And now even Alan is saying the tab. Are you guys just messing with me? Because I personally don't think it really matters. And in fact, I'll even go as far as to say I might actually prefer it to not have the tab. Maybe I'm just being contrarian, but like these cards, I'm just going to open this up randomly. Now, granted, Andy Pafko and Warren Spahn look a little chewed up here. But that aside, I like that they don't have the tabs because the tabs, like, I mean, what is the tab really? It's got those little lines. It says cut along the line. All right, you guys are all pro tab. All right, I'm still waiting for the reason why. I guess is it just like the completionist in you? Is it just because you know that there was a tab there and you want that tab? I'm assuming the tabs are more expensive too, right? They've got to be. Oh, no tab is altered. Yeah. The tab adds more value. Sure, and I totally get. I totally understand that. I think it's totally crazy that the card is considered altered if it doesn't have the tab. I mean, I understand it from a logistics perspective, from a grading perspective, but like the tab isn't supposed to be there, you know? Like we're by saying that the tab without the tab it's altered, we're basically penalizing people from the 50s for having taken off the tab, which it told them to do. Um, whatever. It has the year. No, I mean it has the year, and it says All Star Series. Does it have the name of the player on the back of the tab? What's on the back of the tab? No, it just says save this valuable stub. Save this valuable stub for your Redman Big League style baseball cap. Save this valuable stub so that your PSA graded Eddie Matthews is worth more money. That's what it should say. Save this stub to increase the value of your card. The way it originally came. Fair enough. I think I'd be okay without the tab, but I do appreciate that it's there. It's part of the history of the card. It's like the 58 hires. Love the tab. I know which one you're talking about, Reese. Who knows if it's actually on here, but we'll take a look. Yeah, see now these tabs, um again, I was looking at some of these hires cards over the weekend. I forget. I think maybe, yeah, I think Dave Blue Jacket showed some cards recently, and he showed a couple hires cards. And I was looking at the Hank Aaron, and he had one. I think he had one without the tab, and obviously the ones without the tabs are far more affordable. Let's say. I also like them without the tabs, but I totally think these tabs are cool because there's just so much history on them. Join the Hires Baseball Club. Let me get this comment out of the way here. Join the Hires Baseball Club today. Learn how to play baseball from the big leaguers, how to pitch, catch, etc., etc. I just think that's cool. Like that. That's not just a tab. It's like there's a nice little piece of marketing history there and baseball history, which is cool. Um, Now, Terry does not like the tab on the hires. Why not, Terry? Just curious. Um, Now, here's a side note, and I bet some of you guys know this, but maybe not all of you know this. The Hires root beer design, the knot hole design, was actually originally a design that Bowman was considering for a future set. Before they were bought out by Topps. So, say 1955, probably when the TVs were, on sale. Um, Bowman was putting together potential designs for future years, and I think the story was that they were actually doing like surveys in some of the major markets. So they were going to like Philadelphia, New York, um, I'm not sure where else, maybe Chicago, Boston, and they were like literally polling kids at baseball games and asking them to take a look at potential designs and which ones did they like. And this was one of them, along with a multi-player design where you saw the same player in two different poses, which would later become the I think 1960 Tops. Not exactly the same as that one, but the same concept. And so the knothole design was actually a Bowman idea. And then when Topps bought Bowman, obviously there were no more designs after 55. And then eventually this design ended up with hires. Um, but that's just one of many designs that Bowman had in the running that eventually either were used by other iterations or by Topps. So in a way, a lot of those, not all of them, and I'm not going to say which ones because I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like a lot of the late 50s, early 60s Topps designs may have stolen or let's say borrowed ideas that originally were Bowman ideas, which is totally crazy to me. Tab or no tab, I'm in. I'm with you, man. That's exactly how I feel about it. That's true. Terry, I think on one hand, I love that it's preserved and it's this really little cool piece of marketing. On the other hand, it does make the card really like unwieldy and hard to kind of display with your other stuff. Found out today that Mickey Mantle is on the 1971 Topps Yankees team card. He was a bench coach for some of the 1970 season. That's cool. I'm not sure that I was aware of that. Let's look that up. 1971 Topps Yankees team card. That's a great team card. Let me see if I can find a better shot. Looks like a little blown out. Okay, can you spot Mickey Mantle? Is that him in the first row, way over on the right? Looks like the Mick. Hey, impact player himself. Good to see you, man. Josh, I have to ask you now that you're in here, when are we going to see an update? I mean, you must have a pile that fills up an entire room waiting for all of us to see. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's him right here. And that's pretty cool. I didn't realize he was on that card. I have to say, I also love that they have this little cutout Yankees logo that's like literally with them on the field. That's great. So what else are you guys looking at? Any other sets, cards, tabs or no tabs that you guys want to look at? Man, that would be so great if you actually like had shoe boxes in your video and just were pulling out slabs. That would be great. Yeah, it kind of looks like it. I think it's a little small, and if you look, you can see the bat is not really it's kind of coming off of it. Josh Impact Player. You should definitely follow that channel in the hopes that new videos will happen someday. You never know. Let's see. Any other cards or sets on anybody's mind right now? '54 Bowman, Bobby Thompson. Bobby Thompson is a player that I would really like to have a card of. I was looking at a PSA DNA of him today just by chance. So it's funny that you mentioned him. I always spell his name wrong. There's no P. That's a cool card when he's with the Braves. I mean, I think when we think Bobby Thompson, we think not Mets, Giants, right? But why did I click on Dean's cards? My apologies, guys. My apologies. That's a cool card, and it's weird because he's in the Polo Grounds. So that's ironic. That's cool. I think my favorite Bobby Thompson card might be, I think it's 51 Bowman. No, I mean, that one's a good one. Maybe it's 52. Yes, this one. I really like this one. This is just a great looking card. I mean, that's like what I think of when I think of Bobby Thompson. I think of New York Giants and the Polo Grounds, and that's what you get with this card. This is a great one. Yeah, aren't we all right back here somewhere? I can't even point. It's right here. Collect any baseball type 1 photos. Just landed on opening day. Joe McCarthy, Connie Mack. That's cool. No, I don't. It's that to me is like a whole part of the hobby that I haven't even begun to wrap my head around. I hope that you're following Rick Vintage Oddball Cards. He is a great resource for type 1 photos, and I can't remember if he's picked any up recently that he has shown, but I do know that I feel like in the past couple of years he's had a lot of videos where he has talked about type 1 photos and shown them. uh, and so if you're not following Rick, again, his channel is Vintage Oddball Cards, and he'd be a great person to talk to about that. So it's cool that you have the Joe McCarthy, Connie Mack. Is that something that you've been collecting for a while? Do you have any others? Holy crap, Ed Westgriff. 49 Bowman, Puddinhead Jones, PSA 9 that just got posted, pop one, none higher. Might make a run on it, but it will probably sell for a good amount. I mean, you can't go wrong with Woodenhead, Puddinhead Jones. That's a good call, Ed. 1951, Joe Adcock. That's a great 50s baseball name, Joe Adcock. Joe Adcock is a totally underrated player who played in the shadow of a whole bunch of great Braves players like Eddie Matthews and Henry Aaron, for example. But he was a great player. And looks like he's on the where's he, with Cincinnati here? I don't know his whole story, so I guess did he start at with Cincinnati and then get moved to the Braves? Yeah, this is a cool card. What's going on in the background here? It's like got some stands, and looks like the sun really falls off there into the shadows, and I can't tell what's going on. Looks like maybe some chairs or something. That's cool though. Nice big fluffy pillow of a first base. Bobby Thompson is not in the 53 Bowman set. For whatever reason, they couldn't get him to sign a contract or whatever. I was actually reading about this recently. A lot of the players would literally be at the stadium. Some representative would find them from either Bowman or Topps, get them to sign right on the field, and then take them over and have a photograph taken. Like, it was really just kind of intense in terms of like business practice. All right. Are there other live chats going on right now? I had no idea. If there are, I apologize to whoever is doing one, because mine is definitely not as good as whatever they're doing. 51 was his famous home run year. Yes, for Bobby Thompson. I have a set. I'll have a set of 30s Yankees photos in the next Love of the Game auctions, awaiting results from PSA to confirm phototypes. Wow. So you're actually auctioning them off, Alan. That's cool. What, just out of curiosity, if you don't mind sharing, what made you decide to auction them? The 52 Bowman Adcock as well. Are you on an Adcock run over there, Terry? Oh, cool. And you know what else I like about it is the the little TV lettering along the side of the facade there, which was very common at the time in the stadiums. I remember from looking at Ebbets Field photographs, there's the same kind of thing written for the radio station on one of the walls in Ebbets Field. That's cool. And you're right. Yeah, where they put the signature is great too. Oh, great. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Deep saturation, no doubt. Trying to catch up here, guys. I'm a slow reader tonight. Just in case anyone is curious about the name O-Pee-Chee, it's an Ojibwe word, I'm going to guess, meaning the robin, as is found in the Song of Hiawatha. Okay. You know what, it's funny because O-Pee-Chee is just a name that's thrown around all the time in the hobby, but I never really stopped to ask, hey, where does that name come from? So that's really cool. Thanks, Reese. Thanks for getting us back on track. Keeping with tab, no tab. Does anyone like the vintage Dixie lids? It's usually love hate. I'm a big fan. I really want the 38 Gibson, and the Gibson Premium is a beauty. The back variations I find fun. I don't know that I've ever looked those up. I'm sure I've seen them at some time. Should I just type in 1938 gigs Dixie lids? Oh yeah, of course. Here's a weird thing that just popped into my head, Reese. I remember watching a documentary many years ago in Pennsylvania that was all about ice cream and the origins of ice cream and just like different ice cream shops around like the Northeast. And at one point in the documentary, they actually go to an ice cream convention, and there's like people that collect ice cream memorabilia, including old ice cream makers and spoons and scoops and stuff. And there were people there that collected these, and they were coming at it more from the ice cream perspective than they were the baseball. But they had just like page after page in a binder of all these lids, and it was baseball players, but it was also like movie stars from the time period. Um, and I think that was the first time I was exposed to this. Um, but that's pretty cool. Really looking for the 1936 Worldwide Gum Jimmy Fox. Let's look with you, Josh. I don't know that I've ever seen that, but I see why you're going for it. That's awesome. That is a that is a big grin if I ever saw one. The photos were family friends that were given to us when I was a kid. I don't collect photos and I'm no expert, so we took them to a love again to go through this. That's great. And best of luck to you. Hope that goes well. There you go. (1936) Gaudi. Jimmy Fox. R311. You're talking about this one. Yeah, that's cool. There's a lot to take in here. You can tell they're both made by Reach. You can see the Reach logo here on the pad, and you can also, if you look real close on his chin here, it says Reach as well. Yeah, wow. Cool. Speaking of Fox and O-Pee-Chee, I've got the 37 Fox coming in the mail. Nice Lefty Grove on eBay as well. Hmm. Yeah, that's a cool photo. That's kind of fun to just check that out. R311s. Here's a Mickey Cochran. Never really. I'm never paying attention to the bids I'm clicking on or whoever's doing them. It's just more just to look at the images. Jimmy Dykes, who later managed. Here's Hank Greenberg. Henry Hank Greenberg. Shout out to Mr. Brian Roth, wherever you are. Dizzy Dean. Cool. These are some cool shots here. Ed, that is a great question. I like our chances more than I have in a long time. I still will refrain from getting my hopes up too much, even at this late hour, because they're the Phillies, and you just never know. But I do like our chances now more than I have in, I guess, a decade. So I'll take that. I'll say this: no matter what happens, well, should I say this? I'll say it. At least as of right now, whatever whatever happens, it's been an entertaining year. It's been way more entertaining than I can. It's been a long. I guess I should say it's been a long time since I've been this entertained by Phillies baseball. So I'll take that. I'll take that for now. Yeah, yeah, but there's. I mean, they're still there. At this point, it's like if they get over the finish line, that's all. That's all I need right now. If they get over the finish line and technically are in, I'll take it for now. They're not playing well, but they get in, they get in. I love this kind of stuff. You could not get um, a player to do this now. And I guess I prefer the actual, like in modern cards, I prefer that they're actually real it's real action from the game. You know, the photographers are actually snapping what's happening during the game. Um, and I like the heritage stuff that Tops does, but I wish they would make more of an effort to create some more interesting poses from the players that are not just poses from the actual game, because there's a lot of possibilities that they don't really do. It's like they just kind of like, all right, go stand by some ivy and hold the bat like this and done. It's like, you know, there's more you can do. There's more you can do. Basically need to win against the Brewers this week. Every game should be exciting. Yeah. It's kind of like it's September and the games still are watchable, so I'll take it for now. R311 has a nice American League All Stars team photo with Gehrig, Fox, Greenberg. Cool. I see the National League here. Here's the New York Yankees. I may have passed it, or no. So yes, yeah, so here's the National League. Cleveland, 1935. Not the greatest photo, but still cool. Oh, here are these wide pens, the R314s. Fred Ostermuller. Bobby Doerr. Jimmy Fox sleeping, and he autographed it. Wow. There's Hank. We're just shopping for Brian right now. Another Hank Greenberg. Yeah, definitely agree. "2022 Phillies have an identical record as of Saturday that they had in 1980 and 2008." Yeah, you know, I would say that as of right now, I had way more faith in both of those teams at this time than I do in this team, but that's interesting. Good season with Pujols and Judge making it interesting. Yeah, totally agree. Who is your AL MVP, Alex Judge or Otani? Oh, geez. Um, that's a fun debate. I don't know that I want to get into it. I think it's probably Judge, but I love that Otani is doing his thing. I mean, there's nothing like that. There's nothing even close to that. Mm. Ed, what do you think about the Phillies' chances of making the playoffs? I'm gonna look up some other cards. If you guys have any other cards you're thinking of, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm gonna see if I can look up some ones that I've been considering recently. Just trying to open up this keynote here. Since we're kind of looking at pre-war stuff, I'll go back in there. Just trying to see if there's something to pull up here that is not common. You know what? Where is it? Some cards that I've been looking at recently are Z nuts. I think 1920 Z nuts. And I love these things. I think they're beautiful. Yeah, I love these cards. Check these out, guys. They're not highly sought after because they're Pacific Coast League, and there may be a handful of players that played in the majors, but not very many of them. But these cards are just cool as hell. Check that out. Just a really unique design that I find just, I don't know. They kind of look like watercolor almost somehow. And they're not like colorful necessarily, but I don't know. I just really like them. I don't want to build a set or anything. They're kind of pricey, but even in this state, I even like them like this. Like if they're all beat up, it's actually a bonus. I like these cards a lot. They're just something different about them. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I like their chances. They're on the road till the end of the season. They face the Cubs and Nationals. If they can't hold the lead in the wild card over those two teams, then they don't deserve to. Yeah, that's very true. And actually, didn't they get swept by the Cubs? Like, was it right after the All-Star break or maybe right before? I forget. So they have to right that wrong, and they definitely should be able to beat the Nationals. So you're right, Ed. If they can't beat those teams, then they don't deserve to be in there. Yeah, I'm totally cool with these sort of obscure sets that nobody seems to want because there are no big names in it. It's like, yeah, that doesn't bother me. I just think the cards are cool. Let's see what else. I know you all know this set. I can't remember who showed one of these recently. And if you're in here, um, I hope you'll announce yourself. Somebody in the YouTube community got a Ramley recently, and I just for the life of me I can't remember who it was, and I'm sorry I forget. It was I think I may have watched the video right in the middle of moving, and I just you know I can't remember who it was, but these are awesome cards, and even if you get an obscure player from this set, I think it's worth it because they're just really cool. There's nothing like these cards. T204, Ramleys. Yes, yeah, it was Maiko. Yeah, yes, it was Maiko. Thank you, Alan. It was Maiko. And I didn't have a moment to comment on the video, but that was so cool. I should go back and leave him a comment because it's awesome. It's such a good idea. Um, yes, Terry. And actually, I think that's where I saw those cards initially. I knew about Z Nut, but I don't think I had ever seen the 1920 Z Nuts. And it was on his channel, and he has a great channel. He doesn't do videos very frequently, but when he does, it's must watch because he always has stuff that you just don't see anywhere else. And I think that's when I first saw them was on his channel. Um, any idea what that might go for? Obviously, would love to get that card for the Puddinhead PC, but something tells me a high end set collector will snatch it. Which card are you talking about, Ed? Maybe I missed part of the conversation. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, right. I mean, and that's the most desirable card in that set, right? So I bet you if well, there it is. I think this is the one you're talking about. Yeah, holy crap. That's an incredible card. Um, even the backs are cool. I mean, they're fairly straightforward, but the embossing of the front comes through on the back, and it just yeah, it's a great card. Um, 1 second. Yeah, I'm not sure if he still has it, but Nuff said cards and Andrew Nuff said cards. If you go back into his channel history, maybe I'm looking at his channel right now. 2 years ago, he has a copy of this Rambling. I'm not sure if he still does, but yeah, not a card that you're going to see on YouTube every day. So if you're not following Andrew Nuff said cards, make sure you look him up. Oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Josh. Yes, real photos, exactly. And I'm not seeing a link. But if you want to tell me what to type in, I'll do a search. Michael just posted a Philly show recap, so I've got some watching to do. 1949 Bowman Willie Jones PSA 9. None higher. As a semi-pro, North Carolina, Pudd'nhead achieved an enviable reputation for hitting a long ball. It was said his average was better than 500 and that he hit close to 700 when in the Navy. Yeah, is next to Mike Schmidt. Willie Jones is the best third baseman the Phillies have ever had. Not only does he have a great nickname, but he was a great player. Jones' most productive season came as a member of the fabulous 1950 Whiz Kids National League Championship team when he posted career highs in home runs, 25 home runs, 88 RBI, 100 runs, 163 hits, led the league in games played, 157. Um, Jones was the top fielding third baseman in the National League during the 1950s. He led the league in fielding percentage 5 times. He led the league in putouts for 7 years, also tying a record, and twice each in assists and double plays. Yeah, he was a fantastic third baseman. And he's on the Phillies Wall of Fame. I was not aware of that he's on the Wall of Fame. Jones was given his nickname from a popular 1930s song, Wooden Head, Pudd'nhead Jones. This is a great card, Ed. Um, I know I totally got off track and just talking about Willie Jones. PSA 9, 180 bucks, 7 days left. And how many? 11 watchers and 14 bids. I don't know. I don't know. How are you feeling about it? Yeah, yeah. I suppose Roland could give Jones a run for his money, but before Schmidt, I'm pretty sure I remember a quote where Robin Roberts said, "Well, you know what? Let me find it. Oh, I'm not going to make this quote up. I'm going to go find it. I'm sure I can find it." Robin Roberts and Pudd'nhead Jones. I can't find. It was something like like Pudd'nhead Jones was the best infielder I've ever seen, or something like that. I think a collector will snatch it since it's a very high grade. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that this is a card that people are. outside of set builders are clamoring for, and especially in a 9. But then again, it's got 14 bids. I don't know. Put a bid in that you're happy with. I mean, it would be awesome to have a 49 Bowman Willie Jones in a PSA 9. That would be great. It's a great looking card too. The 49 Bowmans, here we go, uh, are cool, and I really like the Phillies cards and 49 Bowman. Kurt Simmons. Obviously Ashburn. That's just a really cool card. I think what is it? Is it the 50 Bowman? Ashburn, I think, is one that I like this one. It's essentially it's the same image, but it's got a different color treatment. That one's really cool. Yeah, Kurt Simmons was a great player, great pitcher. Any other cards you guys are looking at these days? What's everybody looking at on eBay? Mostly a card chat tonight. Another card that has been on my mind lately for some reason is the 52 Tops Monty Irvin. I had that card on my list for ages, and it's not on my mind for any particular. I don't know why. It's just like I saw it somewhere recently. It's like, why do I not have this card yet? Um, Such a cool card. So that one's on my mind, totally randomly. I don't have any 52 Tops, which is kind of crazy. There you go. Willie Jones is going to go for $300 to $350, and that's because Rick has been tracking Puddinhead Jones, and he knows. Right, PSA registry guys. Yeah, we'll pay over 500. Yeah, yeah. Picked up a 1923 Willard's chocolate of Rube Marquard last month. I love the image in my mind. It perfectly fits the hard-nosed players game of the day. Fun one. Let's look it up. Did you share that one with me, Reese? I feel like you did. I know you've been getting a lot of. I spelled his name wrong. Been doing so well up to now. Of course, trying to find a card that obscure on eBay is not advisable. So let me pull it up here on Google. 23. Is it this one here, Reese? Yeah, we did talk about it because I remember you mentioned um, the thick white borders, which some people might not like, but man, who cares? It's a great image. I like sometimes when you're looking at this old stuff, it's like it's just amazing. Like I'm far like I personally, I don't know about you all, but I'm far less particular about like, oh, I like that design or I don't like that design. Like this, I just think is amazing. Like it just looks great and it's so much of its era. I'm far less nitpicky about, and I definitely can get nitpicky, but I'm far less worried about something like, oh, it's got really big white borders. It's like it's Rube Marquard and it's 1923. It's amazing. It's great. It's great just how it is. Yeah, and you're right. You get like these portraits. You get a sense of like what a 1920s player was really truly like, and how different it is from players today. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, 1952 Minoso. Great. Yes. That's a great card. Stove Sports picked one of those up. Gosh, maybe a year ago now. Um, um, I just remember that he was pretty pumped about that. That's a really good card. Type one photo of that image that was used for that Marquard card. That's really cool, Rick. Jeez, Mikey. Jeez, Mikey. You need to get off of this live stream and make a DJ Mikey um, recording because I'm out of vintage music, man. Um, I'm gonna give you a shameless plug, dude. If you guys don't know, our buddy G's Mikey has a DJ Mikey channel on Mixcloud. I'm gonna show it to you right now. I have it bookmarked, man. I have it bookmarked on my Google Chrome. Here's our buddy DJ Mikey on Mixcloud. And you guys should totally go to this site, look up DJ Mikey. He's got 8 shows here so far, more to come. This, guys, is where you should be. Those of you that are vintage collectors, when you're looking at baseball cards, when you're sorting through your cards, you should be listening to our buddy Mikey and his great music. These are such great shows, dude. The music you choose is so fun. Some of the stuff I recognize, some of the stuff I've never heard before. It's always good. Um, and it's always cool to like hear your DJ stuff in the middle of it. So there's your plug, man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. And that's really cool too, man, because you're also like you're actually literally playing whatever you're pumping into the Mixcloud. You're it's coming from vinyl, so it's the real deal. For sure, dude. Good to see you, man. We'll do it again. Oh, What else have I been looking at? Yeah, it looks good, dude. Great new video showing the setup. Looks like you're mostly done. What else is everybody else in here looking at? Rick, what are you looking at these days? Anything that you're eyeing? Any new pickups coming your way? Don, you're still here? Some of you guys are creeping in the background, huh? Mikey, you're probably in the same boat that I've been in, which is that you've been so busy and so busy moving that you're not picking up a whole lot of stuff. What? How did that happen? I was just going to ask you, is there anything that you're trying to get? But I guess the answer is no. Yeah, me neither, man. I haven't bought a card since before the summer. I had that Garrick for a long time. I got the card and then I moved and it just sat there and I finally was able to get it framed, but I haven't gotten anything. Okay, thank you, Rick. Let's look this sucker up. I'm gonna look it up on Google because I have a feeling it ain't gonna show up on eBay. Maybe it would. I'm not seeing it, but what if I just type in 1962 Pittsburgh exhibits? These look cool. I feel like I've seen these before. Maybe I saw it on your channel, Rick. But these are fun. I like these. Oh, there it is. That sucks. Has that happened to anybody else in here? Any eBay security problems? Yeah, I don't know if this is the one that you're going for, Rick, but it's cool for sure. Yeah, good for you, man. Resist the temptation. I know what you're going through. Um, oh, I see. Okay. Yingling ice cream. Yeah, for sure. I know that Yingling has cards. I don't no offhand, like specifically years um, that they were issued, but I've seen them before. Scarce issue issued at an amusement park in Pittsburgh, Kennywood Park. Well, there's your Pittsburgh guy right there. That's really cool. Let's look through some more of these. Barra. There's that classic Whitey Ford follow through that he does in like nearly every one of his every one of his photos. Here's Bobby Richardson, Mr. Impact player. If you're still in here, Josh. That's a cool shot. A few bats in hand. Rick, vintage oddball cards. Totally. When I think of Rick, I think of Rick dropping F-bombs left and right. Harmon Killebrew making a play. Kind of. They even have some horizontals here. Warren Spahn. Ernie Banks. Dick Groat. Yeah, those are cool. Thank you, Rick. Orlando Cepeda. That's great. It even has like a little signature on the photo. All right, guys, it's just about 11 o'clock, and I'm probably gonna have to call it. But I'm really glad I jumped on. This was fun. So glad to see all y'all in here. Um, I don't know when the next one will be. Maybe later this week. If not, hopefully next week. Um, and we'll do it again. I'll have some of you guys jump in and we'll do a chat next time. So thanks. Hope you all have a great night, and we'll do it again soon. Take care, guys.